They say when your life changes, it happens in a moment. A crash, a scream, something cinematic. But instead, it came folded, sealed, printed in a 12-point font. Nothing loud, just final. No thunder, no sharp intake of breath. Just the sound of the fan and the letter resting on the table. I didn't reread it. I didn't panic. I just sat and listened to a kind of silence I hadn't known in years. I watched the sun shift across the curtain, watched the tea cool before I even poured it. It's strange how quickly life shrinks down to detail, the way the mirror fogs, or how loud your own chewing sounds, how empty a room can feel even when you are in it. I used to feel every minute, now I just observe. And for the first time in months, the silence doesn't scare me. It feels like truth, not a verdict, not a punishment, just truth. There is a kind of
So I'm finally wearing that red sari you gave me. Remember the one with the weird golden border? I always felt it was too much. But Ma says I look like an actress.
she always says that.
We're going to Shweta's wedding tomorrow. Remember her? School friend who had a crush on your friend Rohit.
Oh, and the entire school had a crush on Rohit.
True, but still overrated. So, you had your reports now. You had the appointment on Monday.
Yeah.
Your voice is always delayed when you don't want to talk.
It's fine. It's just follow ups. I'll text you.
You sure?
Yeah, it's fine.
You've been weird lately, not replying, avoiding group calls.
It's just work. It's been pointless.
Then quit now. You've been saying that for years. Okay, I won't poke, but please don't vanish again. Just say something, even if it's I'm alive. Sometimes that's enough.
I'm alive.
Good night, bye.
Good night. There is a kind of exhaustion that sleep doesn't touch, the kind you carry behind your eyes. I thought I was just tired, but maybe I was done. Done pretending to care about things that made me feel small. Every morning came with a checklist: smile, reply, deliver, disappear. I don't remember the last time I asked myself what I wanted, or even if I wanted anything. But today, I boiled water just to hear it hiss. I stood still and felt it matter. Maybe that's how it starts, not with a plan or a breakthrough, just a moment that asks nothing of you. From here on, I don't want to manage time, I want to feel it. And maybe if I'm lucky, I'll finally know what it means to live without owing an explanation. You look tired. Everything alright? Yeah, just haven't been sleeping well lately. Hmm, happens. Lots on your plate lately. That release cycle was a monster, right? Yeah. Actually, that's what I wanted to check in about. I've noticed things have slowed down from your side lately. Responses, deliveries. It's just not your usual speed. I mean, it's not a complaint, but is something off? Anything I should know? In that moment, I felt like saying a lot of things. A storm of thoughts was gushing through the cracks. I could have made it loud, I could have laid it all out. And why not? How do you measure performance anyway? By hours on a clock? Or by how fast I reply on Slack? What about the nights I stared at code until my vision blurred, and the weekends I erased without asking? The versions of me I left behind so I could become a tool with a name badge. And now I am told I haven't been showing results. It's funny how the system forgets the parts of you it doesn't need anymore. I could have made that room echo with everything I have swallowed, but instead I crunched it all down to just saying, I quit. There's something beautiful about watching people shop. Everyone chasing joy in little plastic bags. Some of them look anxious, like they are buying time, and some are just bored collecting distractions. I used to think that I hated malls, but maybe I just never had a reason to be in one. And here I am, finally buying something that no one asked me to. No occasion and no obligation, just because I liked it. It's strange how sometimes the smallest thing, like a piece of chocolate or a song you forgot, feels like permission. Permission to exist outside of being useful. And today, I gave that to myself. I must have picked up this bag at least 100 times. Not for groceries, but for laundry runs or packing clothes for train rides. 2 years ago, when I came to Bangalore for my internship, there were five of us. We crowded into a tiny apartment, juggling dreams, complaining about rent, and somehow building a life together out of cheap furniture and hope. Back then, any time we turned up at the supermarket without a bag, they would give us one of these for 10 rupees. A plain cotton tote. And we used to joke that owning one meant we were proper adults, shopping for rice and soap instead of just borrowing from home. These days, it hangs quietly on my balcony. Still, every time I see it, the memories rush back. Late night conversations over instant noodles, all five of us squeezed into the same room. Laughter mixing with the smell of chai and heated debates about whose hometown had the better food. Endless teasings and even the sulks that always dissolved by dinner. We have all scattered now. Different cities, new jobs, group chats that barely buzz, and birthdays that pass quietly. Sometimes I wonder if they remember all the arguments we had over this bag. Those shared groceries and all those small slices of everyday we once grumbled about and now find reasons to miss. It's odd how a plain cotton bag can end up holding so much youth, friendship, A little piece of life that we barely notice slipping away. They say supermarkets are all about choice. Rows of bright packets, baskets rolling past, so many options stacked under harsh lights. But some days it just feels like walking old paths on autopilot, reaching for what's familiar and filling a basket with the same things as before. If Ma were here, she would probably ask, "Did you get enough for tomorrow?" She was always planning ahead, somehow counting the meals before we even finished the last. I never learned that. I ended up buying just enough for now, half hoping that I'll remember the rest next time. Some habits don't leave, even when the house is quiet. My hand still reaches for the same brand she always chose, checking shelves like someone's still depending on me. Maybe that's how home travels with you, a list you can't quite unlearn, echoing through small routines. I wonder if Ma will approve of my basket. Will she tease? Forgot the biscuits again? Or will she smile at the little things that I get right? There was a time when I believed I was meant for a stage, not to be seen, but to say something. I wasn't a great actor, but I was honest. Every college fest and every dim lit rehearsal, it felt like I was building towards something. But then life arrived, not as an audience, but as a full time critic. Rent, roles, resumes. The stage faded before I even took my final bow. And I told myself that I will return to it one day. But one day is such a convenient lie. And now, here I am, with no director, no cue, just a box of ghosts. आयुष्याच्या या अंधारलेल्या रंगभूमीवर मी असंख्य भूमिका केल्या, पण स्वतःला कधी साकारलं नाही. नेहमी दुसऱ्यांच्या अपेक्षांनी आखलेले पात्र. झुकावं लागलं तर वागलो आणि गिळावं लागलं तर अश्रूही गिळले. आणि या नाटकाच्या शेवटी पडदा उघडाच राहिला. कारण कारण माझा चेहरा या संपूर्ण कथेत कुठेच नव्हता. हे विधात्या, तू इतका कठोर का झालास? लोकांना दिला आश्रय, घर, प्रेम, आधार, आणि मला दिलीस 4 भिंती आणि एक गुदमळलेला श्वास. मी फक्त एवढंच मागितलं होतं, एक क्षण जो उधार नसेल, एक ओळ जिला पाठ नसेल, आणि एक आयुष्य जी भूमिका नसेल. पण नाही, तू लेखन केलंस, पण पात्र विसरलास. तुझं जगणं म्हणजे एक भयंकर गणित नव्हे, त्याचं उत्तर फक्त मृत्यू आहे. आणि हिशोबात माणूस उरतच नाही. आज इतका थकलोय की स्वतःला आरशात पाहावंही वाटत नाही. डोळे उघडे आहेत, पण समोरचं धुसळ. सांग ना, आणि किती दिवस झोपून ठेवावं हे दुःख? किती दिवस स्वतःच्या आर्त हसणं हे नाट्य सम्राटाच्या मुकुटाखाली लपवायचं? म्हणतात तू सर्वत्र असतो, पण माझ्या मनात तू कधी सापडा. आता शब्दही थकत चाललेत. उरलेली आहे फक्त एक विवंचित अशी शांतता, जी आवाज न करता ओरडते. आणि मी या अस्तित्वाच्या भुयारात एकटाच उरलोय. हे विधात्या, आता तरी सांगा, विस्कटलेल्या हाडांचे हे सापळे घेऊन मी कुणाच्या पायावर डोकं आदळायचं? कुणाच्या पायावर डोकं आदळायचं? कुणाच्या पायावर? I cried like a child today. Not because the lines were heavy, but because for the first time I meant every word. I didn't perform, I confessed. And the stage, the silence, the shadows, they allowed it. I cried for the roles I lived that weren't mine, and for the years I spent waiting for a cue that never came. Today there was no audience, no applause, just truth. And I think that's the only role I was ever meant to play. Hello. There is no diary writing today. I'm recording this because holding a pen has become harder lately. My hands, they're weak now. They shake more than they used to. The list is almost full now. Not everything on it was grand. Some days it was just finishing a book, watching the rain without rushing it, making tea the way Ma used to. And for once, all of it was mine. Not borrowed, not scheduled, not optimized. Just lived. It's strange, my body is wearing out, but my life finally started to feel like my own. There's one thing I've been avoiding though. I kept saying I didn't have time, but that was a lie. I had time, I just didn't use it. Sometimes I blamed exhaustion, and sometimes I let the guilt speak louder than the impulse to reconnect. But the truth, I chose other things. I chose work, I chose silence, I chose the easier pain, the kind where no one gets disappointed in me. And then it just kept getting harder. Every unread message felt like a reminder. Every birthday, every weekend I skipped built a wall, not between us, but around me. I used to imagine what they would say if I messaged now. Maybe they would laugh, or maybe they would ask where I had been. Maybe they would be angry. But the worst part, maybe they wouldn't say anything. And that's what I feared the most. That if I message now, it will only remind them of how long I have been gone. And yet here I am, about to send a message. Not because I need a reply, and not because I want anything from them. Just because after crossing off everything else, I didn't want to leave this one untouched. Not to be remembered, not to be missed, just not to disappear entirely unannounced. There's a strange kind of peace in knowing that there is nothing left to prove. Just one last line to cross off. That's all there is, and that's all I have left with.